Officially live. There's no such word as officially, but officially is a word, and that's what we are, is we're live. So what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. Welcome to Monday night. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be here hanging with you guys. Yeah, it's the Monday Night Nerds in Suits stream, right? It's a new thing we're doing. It's all for the good of us all. It's the start of another week. And, yeah, some hellos in the chat. Cool. This is amazing. There's already 20 of you guys in here. How fucking cool is that? I'm going to say a couple quick hellos here. I got call sign Cash in here. I got call sign hashtag Ladies Night. I see Jeremy Miller in here. Corey Rodriguez. Call sign Bartab. Call sign Kilmer. Call sign Sunshine. I see Cela Bonino. I see call sign Quiz Show. I see Phoenix. I see Charlotte Gherkin. See Chris Woodburn. Call sign Party J. Good group in here. Good group in here. So, what are we here to do, guys? Well, the Monday stream is it's a newer stream that we're doing. And the big thing, the big thing that we're doing with the Monday stream is just kind of checking in. But the really interesting thing about this Monday stream that we're going to talk about in a second, and I'm going to get into all of the reasons that I've been talking about this, like I'm so excited about kind of all of the... Call sign Kilmer says, hey, Ben, you're late. Yeah, well, I'm always late. Looks like Cole Love Story says, hey. Eric Lane's in here. Patricio Carrasco's in here. What's up, everybody? So it's the Monday stream, and kind of like the whole idea here on Nerds in Suits is that, if you guys follow the channel, if you're watching for the first time, you sort of know we do a couple shows on this channel, right? I've got an interview show called A Great Conversation. We've been doing almost every single week since we launched now. So it's been 3 months now. We've done like 12 episodes of that show, and we've had some pretty cool guests. I've been pretty happy with a lot of the guests. And then the other show we do is called Song from the Scene, where I talk about great songs and great movie scenes, and then I cover the songs. And so that was sort of how this channel was born. I announced an original album pretty recently, and a lot of you guys have been very supportive of that. Many of you that are in here right now are supporters of the Patreon over at patreon.com/nerdsinsuits, which is super cool. The Nerd Network, there's fun stuff we do in there, and there's special perks that I've been able to do, like the Studio Diary. But the big sort of recent thing that started happening in the last 2 weeks, and especially this last week, is I started kind of talking about goal setting and positivity on this stream. And I sort of came up with the idea of a Monday stream because I wanted to do something live on Nerds in Suits. All the other stuff I was doing was live, whether it was Schmodown or action, magic, a lot of that stuff. Magic's pre-recorded, but we did a live stream this morning, and I started thinking about kind of what I could do that would be different as far as a live stream goes. Because here's the truth, guys. If I want to talk about movie news, I've got a best friend and a phenomenal business partner that I can do that with. If I want to come up with fun shows where I'm like cracking funny jokes and imitating Nick Cage, once again, phenomenal channel. I've got already doing that. A lot of you guys come from the Action Industries channel. If I want to talk about Schmodown, Action Industries, Team Action, it's all very Schmodown centric. So this channel kind of has to have a little bit of its own identity, otherwise it doesn't really have a point of existing, which is when I launched it, kind of what the idea was. So last week on the show, I told you guys about this idea that I had, this 30-day challenge idea. Well, I'm going to elaborate on this a little bit more tonight, and I'm going to be talking a little bit more about it because I'm genuinely pretty excited about it. I think the idea has started to take shape a little bit more, and I'm really excited to hear what you guys have to say about it. But the idea generally was that if you were to set a 30-day goal, right? Because a lot of goals in life, there's like theories and things written about the fact that you can set a goal and 30 days you can break a habit or start a new one by doing it every day. And it's not true for everything. There are some things, addictions, there are things that are harder to break, but there are a lot of things in your life that if you just force yourself, you sort of play that game, that mental game, you'll pick up. And so I started thinking, okay, I'm pretty happy with a lot of my life and a lot of the things that I've done this last couple of years. I think, certainly by no means I would call myself successful, but I have found a little bit of success in a couple of the things I'm involved in, and I'm happy with those things. So how can I next level? How can I not only next level my career, but how can I next level my consciousness? Like, be happier. Generally be happier. Be more productive, feel more satisfied. And I started thinking a lot about it. I started reading a lot about these 30-day challenges people do. And so I had this idea, and I introduced it last week, that what if I was to do a 30-day challenge starting on a Monday, right? And the following Monday, I introduced a new one. And the Monday after that, another one. And let's just pretend you did this for an indefinite period of time. For me, what I suggested last week that I thought sounded cool was maybe I would do this for the remainder of my 33rd year of life, right? I'm a month in. I'll turn 33 in June of 2021. Presumably, hopefully, June of 2021, the world is feeling a little bit more normal again, and I can leave the house and not wear a mask and all those things. We'll see. But no matter what, this next little while, we are confined to the comforts of our own homes. We are confined to situations that don't feel natural or normal, and it's up to us to use this time to be as productive as we can, because otherwise we're going to come out of it feeling like, we kind of wasted a bit of time. And there's nothing wrong with downtime and watching movies and hanging out and drinking beer, because trust me, guys, I've drank wine, watched a lot of movies, and done a lot of eating pizza in quarantine. Trust me. But I kind of thought about it as like, this is a cool idea. And so I've been thinking about this last week. So last Monday on the show, well, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna pause this for a second, because I want to like let people get in here, because the show just went live about 6 minutes ago, and the big thing that I wanted to talk about, I'm actually going to save for a little later in the show to make sure that the people here are watching live, they don't have to catch up on it, because I actually think it'll be a lot more fun to interact with you guys when I start talking about that. So let's talk in the short term about some of the other stuff. Let's talk about the announcements. Let's talk about who's coming on the shows this week. Let's talk about all that stuff, and get you guys excited about that stuff. Check in with you guys, and then we'll talk a little bit about that announcement in a few minutes here. So last week we posted an episode of a great conversation with Jordan Calloway, who plays Khalil Painkiller in Black Lightning. He's Chuck Clayton in Riverdale. He's been in a bunch of stuff, and he's fucking awesome. I don't know if you guys, some of you guys, I know I've seen your names in there, watched it, but he was such a fun guy to talk to. Jordan is such a humble dude. He's so positive. He's such a cool force to be around. It was a really interesting conversation. We talked about all kinds of shit, from just sort of humility, the dating in LA, the world in Los Angeles as an actor, what it's like to be a black man in America right now. There was just a lot in that conversation that was very, very illuminating and really cool to talk about. And he was totally like, yeah, man, I'd love to, come back and do the comic book show with you and Coy. And he just was great. So that was a really, really fun episode. I got to ask questions from some of you guys. That's one of the perks at the platinum level of Nerds and Suits, which is that's the second level of the Patreon. So if you guys are patrons at the platinum level, you guys get to submit questions for my guests, and I'll ask one question per guest every single week. There's a good number of platinum patrons, platinum and above, I should say. And so it's actually a good opportunity for me to do a couple shout-outs really quickly, because I like to start every single show doing my appropriate shout-outs. So big shout-out to all of the Infinity Nerds in the Nerd Network. That's Brianne Chandler, Jake Yakoveta, John Patterson, Lucas Shashek, Nicole Krafik, and Trevor Fast. That's a salute to all you guys, as well as a straightening of the tie. So thank you so much. And then I had a couple new patrons and a couple upgrades that I wanted to give quick shout-outs to. So I had an upgrade of Nick Gilmore. He has gone from Certified Gold to Certified Platinum, so straighten the tie there for you, my friend. Justin the Juice has become a Platinum patron here. Straighten the tie there. As I mentioned, Trevor Fast just a minute ago, upgrading from Gold all the way to Infinity, which is super cool. Brianne Chandler, who's now an Infinity patron. Kyle Coppin, who is Certified Gold in the Nerd Network. Claire Sexton, Certified Gold. Joaquim Oliveira, who is a Diamond patron. Holy shit. Tony Helm, who is a Certified Gold patron. Those were all of my patrons. Andrew Widmer would be the last one, Certified Gold. All of you guys in the last week have either signed up or upgraded. It was an exciting week here on the Nerds and Suits Patreon, I got to tell you guys. Really, really, really awesome. So, yeah, so the interview with Chuck, sorry, not Chuck, his name is Chuck Clayton on Riverdale, and that's when I first saw him, so I kind of default to that sometimes. With Jordan was phenomenal, and he was really fun to talk to, and it got me excited because Jordan is, he's like a legit actor. He's like a real, he's on television. He's well known. He has a big following, and he had a great time, and he was excited to do the show. And so I love bringing on Schmodown people. I think it's really fun to interview Schmodown people. I find them very interesting, but I like to mix it up on this channel, and I'm trying to kind of do a little bit of a one-on-one thing, because I want the channel to reach beyond that audience. I feel very, very connected to that audience, and I think I have a lot of outlets to interact with the Schmodown audience, whether it's on Schmodown Backstage, or we brought on Mark Andreyko last night on the Action Guys. So I'm looking for opportunities, if I can, to try to bring people on these streams to kind of introduce them to our little world, to our little Schmodown, internet movie world. And so Jordan was phenomenal. He was a great guest. So our next couple guests, we've got coming up soon. We have Johnny Cruz. I already did that interview. I taped it last week. Johnny's my oldest LA friend. So somebody I met in Los Angeles. I met him the first year I moved here. And he's the voice of Lucio in Overwatch, Jordan Cross in Hitman. He's done voices on Red Dead Redemption and a bunch of other stuff. He's pretty successful in that world, and he's a fucking treat. The guy is just hilarious. He's a total trip. He was really fun to have on. We had a lot of laughs talking last week, so look forward to that one. I don't know that that's going to post this week. I actually think what is going to post this week. Okay, call sign Kilmer here, Cody Seal in the chat. Ben, I'm here with my mama, and she is a diehard Kip Winger fan. Can I get a shout out to Holly Seal, please? Big time shout out to Holly Seal. Headed for a heartbreak. It's my favorite hair metal song of all time. I have tried to learn an acoustic version of that song for so long. I mean, like a crazy long time. Hold tight. Is this in the right tuning? I wonder if it is. Let's see. Might be. Not sure. No, it's wrong. Damn, close. I was going to try to sing it. There's a version of that song eventually I'm going to do because I fucking love that song. Okay, let's go up here. Boom. So... all that being said, yeah, maybe end of the stream we'll do a little guitar. I know you guys have been awesome, encouraging me to do that these last couple streams, and that last one was really fun. Last Monday, I played a couple butt rock songs at the end there, and that was great. So maybe we'll pick up the guitar here at the end of the stream. But where was I? I was talking about guests on the show. Johnny Cruz. The interview was taped, and I think you guys will have a blast listening to this one. Like Johnny talks about his earliest auditions, moving here from Texas, big fish in a small pond, all that kind of stuff. It's a really good interview, and it's honestly, it's probably one of the funniest ones, I think, that we've done so far on the channel. So coming up, I think Johnny will be next week, though. This week, I believe this Friday is going to be Clark Wolf, the classy one herself, who just announced that she's spending a little time back in Atlanta. She's going to be working out there a little bit. Time zone sucks. Have to go to sleep. We'll see you tomorrow. Nice being with you all, guys. Stay safe. That's Salud Bonino. Big time, straight into the tie. Thank you so much for showing up and hanging out in the stream here. Get some sleep. Clark Wolf, I think, is my guest on Friday, and I can't wait to talk to Clark. I mean, I know Clark pretty well. We've worked together. We've obviously been rivals. We've played against each other. I never got to beat Clark in singles once. I never got to beat her, which was a great loss on my part. In fact, I never got to beat Clark in any medium. I lost to the Shire Wolves twice. Once the team action, once with Who's the Boss. I lost to her in singles. I thought that I might have even lost her another time, honestly. But yeah, Clark's probably on the short list of people that I always wanted to beat and just never got to. So I'm sure we'll talk about that a little bit. Any Schmodown questions that you guys have for Clark, be sure to submit. That's a perk that's available to the platinum patrons here on Nerds and Suits. So patreon.com/Nerds and Suits. Also, bunch of cool patron stuff I'm announcing later in the stream, which I am really excited about. So if you're a fan of Clark, be sure to submit your question. I'll try to post that maybe tomorrow, so you guys will have a couple days at least to kind of get your questions in. I should be talking to Clark on Thursday. So that's our guest coming up here. A few other guests actually that I have sort of been confirming that I'm pretty excited about. Let me just see who else I have written down here. So yeah, we got Clark is confirmed. She'll be coming on. Johnny Cruz posts next week. Couple other people. I mentioned this before, but Kelsey Dara, who's an ex of mine, who got pretty successful doing comedy stuff. She did a bunch of stuff online. She's been in a lot of shit. She had a BuzzFeed job for a long time. She's got a pretty massive online following. She's really, really funny. She's hilariously funny. Kelsey was always really funny. We dated a long time ago, but I texted her and I was like, hey, would you want to come on the show and just kind of hang out and shoot the shit? And she was like, totally, man, would love to do it. So that's really exciting. I can't wait to bring her on. I think you guys will get a kick out of Kelsey Dara. I confirmed Mark Ellis. He's going to be coming on soon. I also confirmed Mark Andraco. So these are all people that I've got lined up coming on pretty soon. My friend John Sheck, who's another Arrowverse actor. He's actually plays Jonah Hex in Legends of Tomorrow. He's the singer Jimmy in That Thing You Do. He's in the Wonders. He's like a real artsy singer who was with Liv Tyler when the movie starts. Plus, he's in a ton of other shit over the years. He was in lots of episodes of what the hell was that name of that Showtime show? The one Ray Donovan. He's in a bunch of episodes of Ray Donovan. He's the star in like Roadhouse 2, a whole bunch of shit. John's been in a ton of stuff. Prom Night. He's terrific. He's also just one of the nicest guys in the world. At one point, he and I were trying to pitch a docuseries together, and who knows? Maybe it'll still happen. Maybe we'll talk about it on the show. But so John's gonna come on soon as well. There's just a bunch of others. I've been getting great confirmations from a bunch of people I know, which I'm hyped about. So. Eric Lane here says Sheck was great in That Thing You Do. Yeah, he's really cool. He was just in a movie like last month that came out with Ana de Armas and someone else. You guys will enjoy John. He's a huge movie fan. Good stories. Just a cool guy in general. So anyway, that's kind of some of the guests that we have confirmed coming up. So I'll be sure to kind of be posting those guests in the Patreon. I think that's the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to give you guys at least 2 or 3 days before the interviews to make sure we have time to get all those questions locked in. So then Party J here asks, who's a Double Diamond general and also a general in the Action Army, asks me, what is the next song from the Scene? So I think there was this talk of Batman Forever having like a 170-minute cut that everyone's talking about. I don't know when that's going to come out, if it'll ever come out. But the song Kiss from a Rose by Seal is like one of my favorites ever. It's Call Sign Kilmer, where kind of part of the mental pathway that got us to Kilmer's call sign. I love that song. Like, I really, truly love that song. And I might just do Kiss from a Rose this week. I think there's a good chance I'll do Kiss from a Rose this week. I've been playing that song for years. I don't have a version of it that I'm thrilled with. And you guys kind of saw that a little 2 weeks ago when I did... hey, what's up, CJ? A couple weeks ago when you guys saw that I did Don't Want to Miss a Thing, I was happy with the version that we got on the show. It's a cool version that I did, but it's not really refined. It doesn't have the pop that some of the earlier ones have. And if you don't have a version of it you like, it's hard. You have to kind of massage it and work at the arrangement. And so there's a bunch. Actually, incidentally, CJ Robinson, who's here in the chat, who is a Double Diamond general, that's sweet, Double Diamond general, requested Walk the Line from the movie Walk the Line, which I've never seen before. I think some of you guys know that. And I've always wanted to watch Walk the Line. I've always heard that movie was super, super sweet. And I'm gonna watch it, and I think Walk the Line is great, and I love the scene, I might just do Walk the Line, because I'm gonna do the cover for Cody, but I might just do it as the show. Not for Cody, for CJ, and watch the show. So those are some of the ones that I'm kicking around. I think I mentioned Let Go by Frou Frou is already one that I'm considering. That's a great one from Garden State. And then In Your Eyes, Eric Lane requests here, and so In Your Eyes, I have worked on now for a little while. And maybe that. The problem with that is I'm not the biggest Say Anything fan. And the whole point of the show is I have to have some connection to the movie. Otherwise, it's hard for me to want to do the episode. So, Sally Mercedes here says, Let Go is such a great song. Yeah, I agree. So yeah, that's kind of the idea there. As far as album stuff goes, I did my second session this last Friday night with David. I recently, for those of you that don't know, announced my original album. I'll be releasing it in December, and I'm Lose Yourself, 8 Mile. Chris, I can do that. That's a thing I've actually worked on. I just don't know if I want to just pull full on rap on my channel. Maybe I could sing rap it or something. I had the second session working on the album, and what we did is we settled on 5 tracks that we think are pretty cool There's little bits and pieces of like, 5 to 10 more of them. This last Saturday in the Studio Diary, which I've talked about this a bunch, but I do it for an hour. It's like an unlisted link for Diamond and above patrons where I kind of go through ideas. I kind of go through and I show you guys bits and pieces of what I'm working on, album previews, maybe some of the covers that I'm working on. We did the one this last Saturday, and I went through the 5 songs. I played them at least in the versions that they exist right now. So some of them are like little half bits, some of them have a little more to them. And I kind of went through and I played them all for you guys. And we have our first 5 that we like a lot. We think they're some pretty good songs. I'm working on trying to write one more kind of upbeat pop song because I need to have something with a little more energy. I've got a lot of sad songs on there. But that's the update. We're the next session I go in, I'm going to start recording scratch tracks, which means that's where you set the tempo, the metronome, and you record a guitar scratch track, to the metronome. So that means that you basically now have the background, sloppy scratch version of your song, and then you can go in and you can track all the other stuff. You can track the bass, the drums, second guitar parts, the vocals, the actual final guitar, but all while you're listening to this background guitar track, because that's like the basis of the song. It's kind of what you do when you want to start really working on songs and working things through. So I'll probably start doing scratch tracks this week, maybe Friday actually. We're starting to get into the next, the good part of the process. I'm really pleased with the songs. The responses have been good. You guys have been like really, really, really cool in supporting me in that Studio Diary. It was fun to get some feedback from a lot of you guys. You had good things to say. So that is the sort of album update. I'll continue to write more stuff, obviously, because what always happens in processes like this is as you go, you replace the weakest song or 2. I wouldn't be surprised if of the 5 we have now, like 3 of them make it, like 2 of them get replaced. But you never know. Maybe we track 8 or 9 and we release 5 or 6. So I'm going to read some of the comments here. Oh, by the way, I should give me 1 second here, guys. Just want to make sure I don't miss anything. I don't really usually plug for Streamlabs and Super Chats on this show, so I don't have it open all the time, but just in case, I doubt there are any, but I certainly wouldn't want anybody to Streamlabs or Super Chats and me to miss it, so let me just make sure that I didn't, nobody put one in. Anyway, so that's kind of where we're at with the album. We'll continue working on that. Oh, no Super Chats, but new subscribers. That's exciting. Love to see that. Love to see new subscribers on the channel. Which, by the way, if you guys are watching for the first time and you haven't hit subscribe, do me a favor and just hit the subscribe button. Also hit the thumbs up. Let's get the likes up. We got 40 people watching, only 30 likes. All right, here, let's read some comments. Lemon Squares just showed up. Hello. Love to see that. Jeff Alterman, callsign Quiz Show. Do it, Ben. Show that your palms aren't sweaty, knees weak, that your arms aren't heavy. Don't let us think there's vomit on your sweater already. Mom's spaghetti. Maybe I'll just eat a bowl of spaghetti on camera instead. Maybe that's the thing I could do. Rock and Movies with Tyler. That's Tyler Schwent. That's so Tyler is. Hang on 1 second, guys. I want to make sure. Because I thought Tyler, didn't I shout you out, Tyler, as a new patron? I must have, because you signed up. Let's hope I'm not mistaken. Maybe I didn't. Oh, because it was before last week's show. That's why. But Tyler Schwent is a Diamond patron, so a big time salute to you and a straightening of the tie there, Tyler. I appreciate that. So Tyler was saying in here, yeah, it's in your wheelhouse, Ben. I'm more of a kiss me, kill me, love me, thrill me by U2 kind of guy, but I get down with some Seal. Yeah, that's also a great song. Eric Lane here. Songwriting is the tough part. Once you build your scratch tracks, it's all about refining the songs. Yeah, totally. And that's what's going to have to happen. The songs I have by no means are masterpieces or anything like that. They're all works in progress, and I'm happy with bits and pieces of some of them. And I like some of what I've come up with. K-Wolf, been rocking out to your Schmodown theme most of the night. Yeah, it's a sweet theme. It's a good one. I haven't really gotten to listen to it very much. Callsign Cashier, Brandon Buckingham, have you been doing an MCU rewatch? So, let's see here. So Lemon Squares 10 is asking me, hey, do you have a Venmo, Cash App, PayPal instead of Super Chat? I know YouTube takes a hefty percentage. They do. YouTube does take a hefty percentage. They take about 33%. And there's obviously a cost to all these services. Streamlabs takes, I think, 3%. But I don't have a Cash App. If anybody, I guess, ever wanted to Venmo or PayPal, I guess I could list it somewhere. It feels, I don't know why that doesn't feel totally normal. If somebody is interested in that, just put it in the chat here, and I'll share it. But for now, I'm just going to shout out this Lemon Squares comment as very generous in a super chat, because that's really nice of you to support this channel and pay anything, because I love seeing that, and it means it's very supportive of you to be in here. I don't know why I'm getting all clammy hands about this, but thanks for asking, because all you're trying to do is support, which is awesome. Let's see here. Jeff Alterman, eat a bowl of spaghetti on air. Always back to food on this group. LOL. Yeah, it's very true. So Brandon's asking if I'm doing an MCU rewatch. It's interesting. I'm not doing an MCU rewatch because there's no purpose. I'm not going to play Inner Geekdom anytime soon. I started watching the MCU movies that I like again this last week, which is anytime I feel motivated to rewatch movies that I just like these days, I try to just do it. I know that sounds bizarre, because like to anybody who's just a normal human who likes movies, if you're like, hey, I want to watch my favorite movie, I'll watch it. That's like, and? But for me, I'm so conditioned at this point to avoid and ignore things that I've seen before or that aren't movies, that if I just am like, I want to enjoy a movie, I like to follow the instinct, because I don't like that the way that movies like feel. They don't feel ruined. They just feel a lot less organic to me than they used to, because of the way Schmodown has kind of wired my brain. So I started just like watching a bunch. Yeah, he says, I noticed you were tweeting about them. Yeah. And I was having, Eric Lane says Streamlabs is the better option. So streamlabs.com/nerdsandsuits is the best. If you want to support without the PayPal and Venmo stuff, streamlabs.com/nerdsandsuits is, they only take 3% as opposed to 33%. That's definitely the best version. And Lemon Squares is also a patron. Thank you so much. Salute, straight into the tie. I really appreciate that. But yeah, so I've been enjoying watching them. I guess watching through some of my favorites, it's just been really fun for me to kind of remark like some of these scenes and like why some are great and why some are not. Miguel Cordovas, met you at an airport before your first match against Top 10. I left for basic training for the Air Force. Couldn't watch the match until I got back from it, but I was glad you guys won. Thanks, Miguel. I appreciate that. I've met a couple people in airports over the years, Schmodown fans. Miguel, were we in Pittsburgh? No, that wouldn't be right. Chicago, maybe? I was coming back from Pittsburgh. Chicago sounds right. I'm not totally sure. It's kind of hard for me to remember sometimes which the airport was, but I remember meeting you, Miguel. I'm just trying to remember exactly where it was. Might have been are you sure it wasn't on an airplane? Sure it wasn't on an airplane? But anyway, so Chicago, Miguel. Okay, yeah, it was Chicago. Cool. I think I remember that. So yeah, I've been enjoying watching them and really kind of just like taking in the pieces of them that I like, and also going back, like watching Age of Ultron now that, we've obviously finished the Infinity Saga, and like really trying to understand like what is it about that movie that is just not good, and being able to identify now. And it's been fun. I've been jumping around too. I just finished Days of Future Past on a rewatch because it was a lot of fun. It's on Disney Plus, and I watched all the Avengers movies and the Cap movies and Black Panther because I hadn't seen it since theaters, and there's a few others that I'll probably continue watching. I don't really want to watch like Thor or any of those ones. But anyway, yeah, that's been fun. It's been actually pretty fun this last week. I've been having a good time watching these things and then tweeting about them and interacting, because my Twitter has done well with some of these. Like it seems to be hitting a pocket right now where people are enjoying interacting with me. I had a couple tweets about movies in the last week do pretty well. So that's been super fun. So I've only got you guys for maybe another, 25. And so I kind of want to talk to you a little bit about what I'm thinking about here with the goal setting and shit. Because we talked about the album and we talked about upcoming guests. I do have to kind of get a little bit ahead of the comic book show with Coy, because I'm excited about that show, and I think Coy's excited about that show, and I really want to make sure we get the first episode up here soon. Nero the Hero, you need to watch the Star Wars. Make a run for that belt. Yeah, that belt I will win. That's a thing I will do eventually. I won't do it this year. No fucking chance. Maybe next year. I have to do it when I have legitimately like 2 months to do it with no distraction, where it's the only thing I'm focused on Schmodown wise. If I had 2 months to watch Star Wars movies and get ready to win that belt, I still believe I could do it in 2 months, but we'll see if I ever actually do it. I've been wrong before. So, yeah, so I talked about this a second ago. So it takes 30 days to form a habit, right? And so last week on the show, I committed to my first 30-day habit, right? I told you guys this. It was a thing I came up with. I wasn't going to order delivery for 30 days. I was spending too much money on it. I was ordering a lot of like late night food and just kind of waking up the next day feeling really sluggish, and just kind of the whole experience was unnecessary. Very lazy. I liked cooking. I was cooking a lot more when the pandemic started, and I kind of fell off of it, and I was ordering a lot of delivery. So I vowed for 30 days, no delivery, right? So today's day 8, haven't ordered delivery a single time. And so the plan is to take all the goals, right? Like all the goals. So whether it's no delivery, or if it was something like, make my bed every day, or wake up at a certain time, or if it was to play a certain amount of guitar or Schmodown studying, whatever it was, and commit to these things for 30 days at a time. And so my goal was, I was thinking, okay, like at the end of the first week, let's do another challenge, right? On the 8th day, let's set another challenge up. So the whole idea there would be that on day 1, we'd have a 30-day challenge. On day 8, we'd have another 30-day challenge, right? On day 15, we'd have another 30-day challenge. Day 22, another one. So by the end of the 28th day, you would just be rounding out the end of that first challenge. So during that period, that 4th week, you'd have like 4 30-day challenges going on all at the same time. And so, it's a lot to pay attention to, because it's all stuff, it's new stuff you're trying to learn. And so I thought, how cool would it be to maybe do that, and maybe do it publicly and announce those goals and share them with you guys, and maybe even do that for a whole fucking year. And I don't think it would be a year. I think it'd be 11 months, because I'd want to do it until I turn 33 as kind of an on-the-air thing I could do with you guys. And I announced this. I announced this idea last week, and I announced the delivery goal last week, and you guys were great about it. I encouraged you guys. I said on air, anybody who wants to set a goal for themselves, who wants to, have someone to keep them accountable, send me a private message. Let me know. Let me know that's what you want to do. And wouldn't you know it, about a dozen of you guys sent me messages. Whether it was on Patreon, whether it was on Instagram, I got a Twitter message, got a Facebook message. A bunch of you guys decided you wanted to share your goal with me. Some of the goals were weight loss. Some of the goals were more, increasing your following on social media. Some of the goals were spending more personal time with your friends and family. And I thought that was really interesting and really cool, that kind of response, because Nerds and Suits is a very small channel. I don't talk about this stuff like this with this kind of passion and engagement anywhere else. Action's a different brand. We do something else there. So this is the only place that I'm sharing this stuff, that I'm having these types of conversations. And so I thought about that. I thought about how we're all kind of living in this little abbreviated life right now. We're all kind of locked in our homes. And what does that mean? And shout out here to callsign Bartab, Infinity, to a 5-star Infinity General, Jake Yakavetta. Speaking of Koi, he'll be on Chill to Action tonight on the Call to Action channel in a little less than an hour. Excellent. You guys, you should watch Chill to Action. That's a great fucking show. Great channel. You guys do a wonderful job. It's been really fun to see that, actually, as we'll have guys like Andraco or Merle or whoever come on the Action Guys, and they'll be in the waiting room with us, with PLD helping produce the show, and we'll kind of introduce everyone, and then they'll be like, "Yeah, I've seen the show. It's great. Oh yeah, totally. I'd love to come on. You guys do an awesome job." And it's very, very cool to see that exchange happen, because you guys, the Chill to Action crew, you guys have all built that on your own. That was a crazy conversation. I had a conversation with Roku the other day about this, and he made a comment about Chill to Action. And I was like, you understand that Call to Action, Chill, that's not us, right? We didn't do that. We didn't build that show. And he was like, really? And I said, yeah, that's a totally Call to Action. That's a crew that did all the work on their own. Like, action is that's the thing that binds us and a lot of the people and the personnel. But in terms of the work that was done, that's them. That's their own thing. And he was floored, which is pretty cool. So you guys do a great fucking job. But so back to this goal setting thing. So I kind of had this idea, and I started to share it a little bit. And you guys were sending in your own goals, and I started to try to figure out what it is about the goal that I put out there and the way of talking about it that maybe encouraged you guys to do that. Why it was that I got that kind of response. Because I'll tell you, when you encourage people to do something, I mean, that's more interaction on the first announcement of an idea than we got on the first general debate announcement, right? Similar people, much larger audience, but it's hard to get people to submit on something, to put something out there. And I was trying to figure out why that was. And I was thinking, I think it's because everybody wants to achieve those little goals lists. Everybody has little things in their life they'd like to do differently, but it's very hard to make yourself do them. I can tell you firsthand as somebody who's tons of those things I want to do in my life, and I often ignore them and don't do them. Little things, right? Little things. Flossing every day. Stretching, right? It's tiny stuff. So my brother calls me a couple days ago, and he says, "Hey, man, I was listening to what you were saying, and I was thinking, would you want to do like a fitness challenge?" And I was like, yeah, man. I mean, I'm thinking about actually doing one on this challenge thing pretty soon here. He said, "No, but would you want to do it together, like hold each other accountable?" I thought about what you said, and it's something I'd like to do, and I think it would really help me if we were both doing it. My brother's 9 years older than me. And I was like, "Yeah, man, sure, let's do it." So, I wrote a plan. And so today is day one of, we're doing a 30-day fitness challenge. Nothing crazy, home workouts only. So, push-ups, builders, climbers, core stuff like that. But we're holding each other accountable. My sister's doing it with us, the three of us. So my brother and my sister and me. She lives in New York. My brother lives in Seattle. And I was thinking that's such a cool thing to get to do with my family. I'm excited to do that. And I started to think about it and put it all together. And I think I want to make this an official part of Nerds in Suits. And the reason I want to do it, the reason I'm especially excited to do it, is because Nerds in Suits is my dream. This channel and the content that I'm making on this channel is my dream. I'm so proud of so many things I've done in my life. I mean, really, really have worked hard at a lot of things, and I have things I'm so excited about. I mean, I played Magic as a kid forever, and I have a podcast about it that does pretty well. That's exciting for me. I did a live stream for 300 people this morning talking about Magic the Gathering. That's a crazy thing to have gotten to do in my life. I mean, Schmodown is something I'm so proud of. I'm so proud of having won that belt finally. I mean, there are things that when they came to me, I worked hard and I'm proud of them. But there are only a select few things that really are, like, that connect to your heart, right? Like, they're the things. Music was my goal as a kid. That was the thing that I wanted to do. Until I was 25, music was my main goal. That was my major quest in life, was to go be a successful musician. I wanted to be a fucking rock star. And so I didn't ever really get to do that. And when I got into hosting, the reason I wanted to do that, the reason I wanted to host, was because I listened to Bill Simmons and Mark Maron. I listened to these podcasters have these types of one-on-one conversations, and I thought, that's cool. I love listening to this. I think I could do this. I think I could get good at doing this, and I want to do this. And that was in 2014 I had that idea. I didn't launch a show interviewing people until 2020. So it took me that long to find the right motivation and the right people to get me excited to do this, to launch that show. I love talking about movies. I was so excited when I got to start being a movie critic and actually get to review movies. Now I do a show where I talk about my favorite movies, and then I get to actually play music for you guys. You guys are supporting my first fucking original album. That was my dream. You guys are supporting it. The Patreon literally is supporting me paying for a producer to release the album. That's amazing. That's an incredible thing you guys have done for me. It's mind-blowing. It's like, it makes me emotional to think about the fact that Nerds in Suits is my dream. This is the thing that combines all the things I wanted to do. So with all that being said, you guys are helping me achieve my dreams. I want to help you achieve yours. That's what tonight is about. That's what the idea for tonight's stream was about. And it's what this last week really got me thinking about was, I don't want this to just be, if you want to send me a message, I'll help keep you accountable. I want to build something where we're keeping each other accountable. That's exciting. I want to do that. I want you guys to feel like you're playing the game with me. That if you have an idea and you want to do something that makes you guys excited, I can't achieve your dreams for you because unfortunately I don't have the resources. I don't have the ability to connect you with the places you want. I don't know how to do everything. I have no idea how to do a lot of things. But I can help motivate you guys. That's what I can do. So right now tonight, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make every single patron on Nerds in Suits, so patreon.com/nerdsandsuits, every single one of you that's a patron, you are part of this challenge together. And I'm going to encourage any one of you that wants to start the 30-day challenge process with me to do it starting today. And I'm going to assign. This is ridiculous. I'm going down a rabbit hole of absurd right now because I was thinking about this. But the certifications on the Nerds and Suits Patreon, right? You're certified gold is the first level, certified platinum is the second, certified diamond, then double diamond, and then infinity. Those are our 5 levels on Nerds and Suits. And those are the levels that I came up with that they're reflective of your pledge. There's different perks at those levels. A lot of you guys know, you get a signed album at the infinity level. There's cover requests, studio diary. You can ask questions to my, interview topics. But I want to make this a thing where if you guys commit to a 30-day goal, every Monday on the show, if you're a patron and you let me know that you're sticking with your 30-day goal, I'm going to shout you out on the show. That's step 1. So step 1 is that if you're a patron, you can directly message me on Patreon. All you got to do is let me know, are you sticking with your goal? Because if you are sticking with your goal on the Monday and you're a patron, and you'd like me to share it. That's the other thing. You don't have to tell the world what your goal is. You can tell me and let me know just, hey, I just want you to shout my name out, but not my goal. That's totally fine. Totally fine. But I want you guys to feel like at the end of a week, if you tell yourself you're going to do 50 push-ups every day for 30 days, that when you've done 50 push-ups for 7 days straight, you can send me a message and I can say, hey, you know what? Nero the Hero, I'm just reading the name of the chat here. Congratulations. Way to stick to your goal. I want to do that. And what I want to do is at the end of 30 days, because I think 30 days is a great, just like I'm doing, I want to come up with it's basically like a certification. And so this is where it gets really, really silly. And you guys can tell me if you think this is a good idea. All right, so if we're all trying to take off in the stratosphere, right? Like we're on a starship, like the NIS Challenger. Now, the Challenger didn't make it, so it's probably not the best name to use, but 30-day Challenger. But think about what it takes to achieve any goal. They're all fucking sweet starship names. The NIS Endurance, the NIS Commitment, the NIS Challenger. They all sound like we're in fucking space. Anyway, we're going off a tangent here, but I definitely think we should name the starship because I want you guys all to be part of the starship with me. Right now, what I'm going with, I think the NIS Endurance is my favorite. I think that feels really very inspirational. But I'm gonna post in the Patreon. That's what I'll do. I'll come up with a few different titles for the ship. For the commitment ship, the NIS Commitment, that's a good one too. And I'll post them in the Patreon. So again, that's patreon.com/nerdsandsuits. There's 50 patrons right now. That's what we have, which is amazing and has been a really, really great group. In fact, look at this. We just got a new patron. We just got a new patron, guys. Let's see here. I think we did because we now have 51. So who to miss? Let's see. Yeah, we just got a new patron. Andrew Halsey just signed up. Certified gold. Salute, Andrew Halsey. I have to stop doing the salute because that's action. But I'm going to give you the straight into the tie, Andrew. So thank you so much for signing up. I appreciate it. And so there's 51 patrons right now. And I think the plan, kind of what I want to do. Eric Lane, are you saying we built the city on rock and roll? Yes. Trevor Fast asks, what's the Nerds and Suits version of the salute? It's the straighten of the tie. And I thought we might need to change the tie straighten because I still feel like it doesn't feel quite exactly right, but it is what we use right now. So, so I think I want it to be a starship, and I'm going to put the names all into the Patreon, and every patron at every level can vote. Now, here's the last thing that I wanted to say about this because, so the official levels of the Patreon, the first level that we have here on Nerds and Suits is the certified gold. It's $5 a month. And I started the Patreon with the $5 level because I felt like I already do a Patreon over on Action. We've done it for a long time. I didn't want to feel like people were just going to jump because I was doing something new and they didn't care what I was doing, but they wanted to support with $1. I appreciate that so much, but I would so much rather continue to have the commitment to action from that. If this isn't your bag and you are a fan of what I'm doing, but the content here is not for you, that's cool. I didn't want to do it so that I just kind of made the lowest tier possible. I kind of wanted to have it feel like if you were a part of this, you were doing it because you really cared about the content. And the more I thought about this, I started to realize that, $5 a month breaks down to, roughly, I think about 60 cents a day. About 60 cents a day. So I think it's a reasonable cost if you want to have somebody kind of motivating you to do something, but I also understand money is not easy to come by right now. If anybody wants to become a patron on Nerds and Suits at any donation level, even $1 a month. If you want to donate $1 a month, I'm not going to create an official tier for it because I don't want to do the branding, but I'm going to do it because I want every single person here who wants to be a part of this goal setting with me to have an opportunity. And at $1, it's 6 cents a day. So if you want somebody to help motivate you to get out of bed in the morning and do your shit, and it costs you 6 cents a day, that's the way I can do it for you. And I totally understand if this is not for everybody, because I don't think that everybody here necessarily wants to be in some sort of self-help thing. I'm by no means like any kind of a self-help guru. I don't really know how this stuff works. I just know what's motivated my own stuff. I've motivated myself, and I'm into the second challenge now, and that's what I'm working on. So yeah, the way I want to do this is I think that the official challenge, the like big first step, is 4 weeks of 30 days, right? So it's 120 days of challenges. It's 4 different 30-day challenges rolled together like I'm talking about. And if anybody in here achieves that, there will be a special place on the NIS ship for you guys. There'll be a special place for you guys. If you do the 120-day challenge and you get there, then I will shout you guys out. I will give you like an official position. I don't know exactly what it's called yet, but it'll be some sort of sweet position on the NIS Endurance or whatever we're going to call the ship. You'll a crew name or something like that. I don't want to rip off call signs because that's not really what we do here, but a certification of some kind, something that is I can shout you out and be like, Trevor Fast received the prestigious, whatever thing. I have to be careful because I don't want to say the Silver Star, like that's disrespectful, but something like that. Where I'm coming up with it, and I'll keep working on the titles so you guys are stoked about it, like I am. So that's pretty much the plan, right? The plan is I'm going to encourage anybody who wants to become a patron at any level. The other, I think, exciting thing about this is that the first Patreon goal that we have on the channel is that once we get to 100 patrons, I'm playing my first live show. I'm going to do a pro audio video live streamed show. And I know that with a $5 minimum, that's been a little bit of a tougher sell. I figured it was going to take a while. But this is also an opportunity that if anybody wants to get in on the goal setting, you want to sign up for $1 or $2 or something like that, it can get us a little closer to the live show sooner, because I think, I'm excited about that. And I hope you guys are excited about that too. So, that's the plan. That's the new goal setting plan. I think the main thing, once you achieve 30 days, just a 30-day goal, guys, I'll be shouting you out like crazy, because even just a 30-day goal is important. But the 30-day thing, that's the big challenge. That's where I'm setting my mind right now. That's my first real big goal. So send me a message directly on Patreon. If you're a patron, let me know what your goal is. You can specify in there if you want me to shout you out. If you don't want me to shout you out, you can let me know if you want me to just shout your name but not the goal itself. Whatever you want. I'm really excited about it. I think this is going to be great. I think we're going to do really, really well in this community. And I honestly just, this idea got me so pumped when I started thinking about it as a way to do something together and to really kind of, build forward. Because like I said, you guys are helping me achieve my dreams. I'd like to help you achieve your dreams. Brand new patron here, Sally A. Mercedes. Big time salute to you, Sally. I know you're a big time action fan. I'm going to give you the tie straight in here as well. Thank you so much for signing up for the Patreon. So remember, guys, just send me a direct message here on Patreon. Let me know what your goal is, and I will be shouting every single one of you out next Monday night who is stuck with your goal, because I think this is a really, really fun thing. This is a cool thing we can all do together, and the response in the chat here has been terrific. I'm gonna read Sally here in the chat. Woot woot. Jeremy Miller, yay, Sally. Trevor Fast, tie straight and Ann salute. I love that. Cody Seal says 30 days month makes it 334 cents a day. Oh yeah, that's strong. It's a strong point. ATH Media here. Cool idea, Ben, and salute to the newbies. I love it. Thank you so much. The enthusiasm here is phenomenal. Yeah, K Wolf here. Kyle Culpin, I need to think of a goal now. I'm fucking stoked. So that's my big Monday. My big Monday goal. We have about 5 minutes left here. Should I maybe do one song before we get out of here? Maybe pick up the guitar and rock out with one thing really effectively before we get out of here. Give me one second. All right, guys, we'll do one. We're gonna do one. See if we can get this to work. Down. That should work. a tune. Let's get a quick tune. And we got to figure out what we're going to play. Here. Get the one song to rock out before we get out of here. Okay. Get together. All right. There is no Twitch tonight, ATH. I'm actually playing Magic live right as soon as this is done over on Kes Wiley's channel. So if you want to watch some Magic, this will be Paper Magic played live for the first time we're doing together. I'm excited about. I don't even know what to play. I didn't even think about this. I did not think about this until just now. We could play... What did we do last week on the Twitch stream? I think we played butt rock songs to end the stream last week, I think. So this week maybe... Oh, and then on Twitch I played some stuff. I played Free Fallin' on Twitch last time. Could do that, or we could do like... I think we did Learning to Fly last time. Should we do Learning to Fly maybe? Some Tom Petty? You guys know I always love playing Tom Petty. Mike says Coldplay. I wish I could... Oh, I don't like totally know Viva La Vida all that well, but I could start to fuck around with it. Let's see. Hang on one second. Let me just get the audio figured out here. Throw a little bit of this on here. Almost there. All right, let's do a little bit of that. Seems like a good plan. All right. It's an easy one. It's one of my favorites. Close this one out, guys. Little Tom Petty. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight and for all the support with the new goal setting. And remember, if you're a patron already, if you want to join, become a patron, send in your personal goal and let me know. Well, we started out down a dirty road. Started out all alone, and the sun went down as we crossed the hill, and the town lit up, and the world got still. Ooh, ooh, yeah, learning to fly. I ain't got wings coming down. The hardest thing, the good old days may not return, and the rocks might melt, and the sea may burn. Oh, I'm learning to fly. I ain't got wings coming down. It's the hardest thing, yeah. Oh. Some say life will beat you down, break your heart, steal your crown. So we started out down a dirty road. I guess I'll know when I get there. Oh, I learning to fly, yeah, 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 but I ain't got wings. Coming down is the hardest thing. Oh, no, no, yeah, learning to fly. Ain't got wings. Coming down, no, is the hardest thing. No, I'm learning to fly around the clouds. What goes up must come down. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up the stream for tonight. Thank you all so much for watching. Thanks for being a part of this. This was a fun one. I'm excited. I'm inspired. Let's all fucking join the NIS Endurance. Or I'll put up the vote. It'll be fun. We'll all talk about it. Thanks, guys. I will see you all very soon. Be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And when this stream is over, leave a comment if you don't mind. Comments are the key. They're the key for this shit. Thanks, everybody. Love you guys. I will see you very soon. I'm streaming, I think, Magic on Wednesday, music on Thursday. There's a bunch of fun stuff happening. And all right, I'm going to get out of here. Bye, guys. Go to Call to Action. Go watch the Call to Action interview. They're doing Koi right now. You guys are fucking awesome. Enjoy Call. See you, everybody.